So, wow, I'm excited. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you had a nice way to Greece. And and welcome by this temperature that is not usual in the northernmost countries of Europe. And now we will all sweat because I had to ask Rob to close the door because I don't like, while working in a lab, to have wind. All right. So I believe you know what we are trying to do today. You got the introduction already. Sorry I couldn't be there, but now we are going to start with the erga side of things, and then we will do a bit of bioscan side of things, barcoding, genome, barcoding, genome, barcoding, genome, for the 3 days. And this will be, we will finish the protocol today. And the protocol that we are doing is the how to extract high molecular weight DNA from tissues. Okay, you can find the printed version of the protocol in front of you, and Spiros sent you the link today to it, so you should have it. Okay, I try to give you a bit of context, given that there is still a huge differences in between the facilities that we can have in Europe, in different countries. Today I wanted to put together a protocol that could be replicated almost everywhere. So you don't need the special... I know that at Sanger they use special techniques. We have special machines at UNIL in Switzerland. But this one you can replicate without any kind of machine. And it's working. It's clearly the yields are not so repeatable, but you can extract high molecular weight DNA with it. And then in the title, I wrote versatile because this has been used with many, many different taxa and with high success with all of them. So exactly the objective is to perform a standardized and easily then repeatable high molecular weight DNA extraction, because you know that we can be good bioinformatician, Tomasz, as you said before, but if you don't have the good data and the good data are coming from good DNA, you don't do much. All right. So this is a message that I would like to send to everyone, that without technicians, science will not exist in the long term. So yeah, that's why maybe it's better if I introduce myself a bit, because I didn't, and nobody knows me but Rob maybe. And in the past, when I did my PhD and during my master, I didn't want to have. I was lucky. We always had technicians in the group doing the work for us. But it was not enough for me, because then if you don't know how it works, the entire pipeline, you don't know where the mistakes are coming from. And then we go into the endless battle. Oh, the bioinformaticians are not good. Oh, yes, the lab tech are not good. And then it's like turning around like the dog that tried to bite the tail. And it will never end. So I wanted to learn everything by myself. It took me 5 years to finish my PhD, a bit longer, let's say. But in our country is like what the usual time, let's say. But, sorry? Okay, 6. Okay, wow. Good. And then I was lucky because I had many technicians working with me, many bioinformaticians. So I got to finish my PhD mostly thanks to the others, and I learned how to do the field. So today I'm going on the field, for example, on the top of the mountains with liquid nitrogen to collect some difficult samples, and then I know how to do all of the molecular lab, starting from high molecular weight DNA extraction up to libraries, whatever is needed, and then I know how to run a bioinformatic pipeline for genome assembly, to do downstream analysis. I'm less good in writing, but yeah, whatever. I think it's a common problem, right? For non-English speakers, at least. Okay, do you all know what is liquid nitrogen and the chain of cold? Because this is one of the, sorry, I need this because I'm already sweating. Okay, today you're going to work with liquid nitrogen, and I need the person that is responsible for each bench to wear at least 2 pairs of plastic gloves. Okay? So you can define by yourself who is the person that is going to be responsible. You are not going to work all together. There will be, you can alternate, or the person that has more experience in wet lab can take over and show to the others. And then if you have any questions, I would rather present here have the presentation and the slides that show you what you have to do compared to myself working. This is also up to you. What do you prefer? Do you prefer to see my bench while I'm working, or you prefer to see the slides? Because in the slides, they are kind of informatives. Yeah, bad choice, huh? It's difficult to pick. Okay, let's start with the slides and then we will modify. So now I ask to the person that is responsible to go to take gloves. I believe there are already some on the bench. If the size is not good, you can ask to others. Perfect. So have you ever used liquid nitrogen? I mean, I believe that when you send samples around, you send samples in dry ice. Cheaper, easier, but liquid nitrogen is always better. So dry ice, for example, when you leave it in a box like this, and in front of you there is a white box, a styrofoam box. Yes, just you can take a look inside, but then close it immediately. Thank you. And inside there is dry ice. So into dry ice, I don't know, for the barcoding side, I cannot talk because I never did any in my life. But for the high molecular weight DNA, if you send in liquid nitrogen, you increase of 50% the chance of obtaining what you want, because the DNA degrades really fast. And for example, when you send in these kind of shippers that are usually used or similar, the temperature in 24 hours rise of 30 degrees. So if you put a thermometer inside after 1 day, the temperature will be minus 50 with dry ice, and then so on and so forth. And then for high molecular weight DNA, what happens is that you have a DNA degradation, and then you don't have enough quality DNA, because the main goal of what we are doing is to have really large fragment of DNA to work with. Yeah, and then we break it and then we build them up again with bioinformatics. But whatever, we are still here as technology. So yeah, you can try. Yes, Alice, please.
Does that mean that when you go in the field, you can bring such a overhead?
So usually what we do if you want the answer, what we do, because then, as you know, science is diverse, we have dry shippers. When we have to do on the mountains, on difficult terrain, we have a dry shipper that basically are tanks like this, but they have a membrane that suck up all of the liquid nitrogen and keep the temperature around minus 150, minus 130. And this can help, especially in difficult terrains, because otherwise if you sleep, the liquid nitrogen is going to sleep with you. And it's a dangerous substance. So please, when now we will perform the protocol, don't put your fingers and hands inside liquid nitrogen, because it's minus 180 or 7. Okay, I go to take my, they're here, perfect. Okay, now I do it for myself, and then she's gonna come to pour the liquid nitrogen in your... Okay, now you can open the white box. Okay, inside, what did you find inside? You have a mortar and a pestle, all right? So the first thing that we're gonna do, we are gonna put the mortar and the pestle at lower temperature. So what I'm doing, I open it. So this is the pestle. It's already cold, but we need it a bit colder, at least the tip. If you take it, you see that there is a line, and we are gonna pour liquid nitrogen inside up to the line. The first line that you can see you can take it in your hands. Okay.
When you want me to pull?
Yes, yeah. It's up to here. You see? You can go. Be careful, huh? Yeah, it's not very practical. Yeah. Stop. Be careful to your... Perfect, yes. Now you can do it for everyone. Thank you. Okay, now she's gonna passing by. Clearly, you don't need to have this kind of equipment. There are smaller bottles, something that is more practical. This is just to show you how it is supposed to be. All right? Yeah, you can, and then you can close it. Yeah, sure. Be careful to the fingers. Okay, do you still have inside? You can go. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we are gonna crush the samples, and you will receive a thorax of Bombus terrestris, I believe. Is it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Bombus terrestris, yes. a really famous pollinator. So when we use this protocol, usually we use the thorax. You don't use the abdomen because there are bacteria inside. It depends by the species, but the thorax is the part with more muscles inside, and is the one that usually yield the better quality, high molecular weight DNA. I already dissected for you, so if you have the protocol in front of you, we start from step number D of the tissue pulverization. Okay? So what we're gonna do, she's gonna pass by your bench, she's gonna give you a tube. First, she's gonna add the liquid nitrogen inside, and then you're gonna open the tube and let the sample fall into the liquid nitrogen, okay? And it is really important that you always have a bit of liquid nitrogen inside, all right? So in ideal settings, I'm super aware that we need 1 bottle per table, but I know, but let's try to do with what we have, because if we are good, we have to be good even with nothing, right? Not only with the perfect equipment. Okay, so now she's gonna put the liquid nitrogen, and then I'm gonna take 1 tube, and you're gonna see, and then with the pestle, as you can see maybe here, you can keep it in your hands, it's not gonna burn or cold. You start to crush the samples like this, okay? You try, it's like doing pesto, making pesto, all right? Good, yeah.
Wait until you finish. Then
No, you can already start.
yeah,
Yes.
but just one group, I guess.
Okay, the sample should go inside immediately. You have to minimize the time that it passes outside. So she's taking the sample from liquid nitrogen, giving it to you, and you put the sample immediately inside, and you start to work on it.
Christian,
Yes?
should I go to the other benches because I don't know if I have the time to re-pour some.
Oh no, you can. Oh yes, because now yeah,
Yes. So
yeah,
just these 2 groups.
yeah. I need a bit more here. So we do the first 2 benches, and then she's gonna come to your benches behind. Okay? Attends un petit moment pour le. Ouais. Pas trop fort parce que regarde l'échantillon. Encore. C'est bon. C'est bon.
Okay.
And now you can give them back to them. Yeah. The liquid nitrogen should be the same level as the tissue. So the tissue should never be outside from liquid nitrogen. Maybe from. A bit more. Yeah. Be careful because now there is the powder everywhere. Well, more. Yeah, more. More. And you can also give them more.
They have a lot of them. I don't know.
Good.
How.
Yeah. And it is really important that you don't leave any big chunk inside. It should be all pulverized. Yeah.
Should I?
Wait. A bit more? Or take a look of them too.
They have a lot of them.
Okay.
How come they don't?
If you have like a big chunk, you can press it and it's gonna explode. It's good. Now I would like to have the spatula. Yes. Yeah. Yes, they will start when we're done because we have only one. No, it's fine. Okay, now I basically crashed all of the sample. You can come here to take a look if you want. Closer. And then once the liquid nitrogen evaporates, we are gonna, with some spatula, place it in a 2 ml tubes that you have in front of you. And I should also have somewhere. Where are the tubes? Here. Yes.
First one,
No, this one are good.
we already noticed they
Yeah.
took down the weight, right?
Yes. No, it's fine for the moment.
Should we move on to the next groups, Christian?
Yes, you can. If they are good with the liquid nitrogen, yes. Now they're gonna bring a spatula. Yes, perfect. Okay. Now you wait. Ah, yes. Now you wait that the liquid nitrogen evaporate. You can move to the other two groups. Okay. Yeah, now it's gonna evaporate fast. Yes, we need one of these for each group. So now what I'm gonna do, I open the tube, I keep it at minus 80. Yeah, but let the others start with their own. Yes. You can come here and take a look of the powder. You shouldn't have any big pieces inside. Keep always the tube within. Did you scratch it everything already? Yeah, now you can start to transfer with this one and this one. You help yourself and you put into the tube. You have get rid of the aluminum foil, yeah. Okay, when you're done, you can close the box and keep the samples in the box. You are all done, so now we can go with the other step. Can you please, I need the slides, Spiros, thank you. Okay, so the main point here, and then I'll give you all of the details of the weight of the tissue at the beginning and everything, but this is all written in the protocol. Given that it's the trainers, I will try to go to the important steps. The important take-home message here is to keep the cold of chain. I saw people taking the tubes on their hand. This you cannot make it because the DNA starts degrading already. Okay, I know it's 1 second, but maybe this matter. If you have a rare species, it's better to keep everything in the cold chain. Okay, and then we can go to the first, let's say, step. So in front of you, you have a series of reagents, all right? You are supposed to have, I prepared the aliquots for you from all of them. Okay, if you take a look of the protocol in front of you, now we are advancing to the step number 2. So the first step was the pulverization of the tissue, and then step number 2 is the lysis. Why we did the pulverization? Because this allows to the enzymes and to all of the reagents to get in contact with much more of the DNA that is inside, because otherwise you will use only the external part. And this is the best way that you can do. Yes, it's powder, but DNA is much smaller than powder, if you are wondering. All right? Okay, now we have to prepare the lysis buffer. I'm going to pass through your benches. I'm going to give you the RNase A, an aliquot. And what you have to do, you have a tube where it's written G2 in front of you. You have a tube with G2, and you put the aliquot I'm giving to you, 4 microliters into the G2. 4 microliters of RNAs into G2, and then you can add 100 microliters of proteinase K, PK, 100 ml of PK. Oh, no.
Like, wait. This is like nice. Yeah.
Okay, then you can put in the same mix 100 microliter of proteinase K. I know it's a 2 ml tube, but it should take it without any problem. All right? Okay, are you all done with the master mix? The perfect, yes, exactly, yeah, exactly. Okay, now you can take the samples out, no more needs of ice, and you can add the 2 ml of the solution you just prepared. No. Okay, when you have it, the master mix within the pulverized sample, you can mix 4 times, only to the first stop, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you vortex it for 4 seconds. Okay?
Sorry. No, but after adding the.
So what I did now, I put the samples in the incubator. So if you have a shaker, an incubator with a shaker, it's even better. If you don't, it doesn't change anything. It's just fancy things. But every half an hour, I'm going there and I'm gonna mix them myself. I do like this, yes, with all of them. Just invert them, exactly. All right? And now we have to. Now we just learned that we knew already the lesson learned. As I said at the beginning, you don't have to work on ice anymore once you have the buffer. So we are done. Thank you very much. It went really well, in my opinion. You managed to create a really good powder of the tissue. And